work this quick.
Is it love? Is it love?
The club. I'll come right down when you see me because I'm coming up fresh, right with the realest. You feel me? So you should call me the best. I can look jazzy, act nice with my stiletto heels on, but if a hoe that's up and tries me, then her hair will get thrown. I'm turning heads left and right, so that you see one footstep out the car, strolling through the club. Then I make my way right by the bar. Yeah, your nigga eyeing me. I take them from you, so I doubt I'm looking jazzy, acting classy, but I got a sassy now. Hair is done and nails are too, and I'm at from head to toe. Then just top it off, I'm rocking 60s like stilettos, hoe. Different color every day, that's just to match the mood I'm in.
New York, all the way to LA, all the way down to Miami, and sometimes even overseas. In New York City, of course, I'm on Hot 97. You know, I do the mixed weekends. Sometimes I also do the covering for Hot 97. And if you've been to Summer Jam and all that, you see I'll be rocking the stage sometimes to hype the crowd up. I'm also on the #1 mix show to all you unsigned artists on Hip Hop Nation, Sirius XM. I'm on with my brother Hollywood KO. We have a show called The Closers. We've been on for 5 years already on Sundays at 8 o'clock. And then I also do the Heavy Hitter Show on Mondays on Shay 45, you know. And then besides that, I MC for a lot of artists, of course. What I did do, I spend more time with my family. And you know what? I want to say this on the record. I want to thank Fat Joe. I love him so much. Because if he didn't make me do that, I would not get to spend enough time with my mother, who passed away the next year. And I got to spend enough time with my family. And I also got time to recuperate. And I also got to backtrack myself. And I also got to recreate my career again. I also got to strategize how I'm gonna do when I come back. And sometimes, to a lot of you guys, what I wanna say is this. Sometimes it's good to take a step back. You know what I'm saying? It's not that every day you gotta work every day until you can't no more. Sometimes you gotta take that step back and refocus. If it's you going on vacation, or even you being home, or you know, learn about your family. Let me tell you something. Your family is your #1 fan. All right? Don't ever lose that. Because those are the ones that are gonna be with you through thick and thin. And those are the ones that you need to give time to. You know what I'm saying? Work will always be there, but you gotta give time to them, because you know why? They are the ones that will put you in that right track when you continue your career.
Y'all, happy Saturday. Just finished my hour spin class, cycle class. As you can see, she is a sweaty mess. I pushed through for that class. It's weird. It's like my body wasn't tired, but mentally I just felt a little drained. And pretty much most of the battle with working out is mentals, right? So my body felt strong and felt with it, and I was keeping up, but then there were times where mentally I was like over it. But I pushed through, finished, ended up putting out the best output that I've had thus far. And I have been, this is probably like, I'm getting close to 200 rides. I'm getting close to that point. So I say that to say I've been doing this for some time now, a few years now. But So for that to be my best output, even when mentally I felt like drained, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. So just keep up with your fitness journey, y'all. I get it. I know it'd be a lot sometimes. And especially with me having a toddler, I'm always having to get it in when I can fit it in. I consistently do it weekly. I try to get in two 1-hour rides. I'm not always, if I'm being honest, successful with getting that second ride in, but I also dance a few times a week, and I take long walks with my son a few times a week. And in my neighborhood, when you take a walk, you're not just on flat lands. I'm pushing him in his stroller up hills and all kinds of things. So I'm very active and I get it in. But I do know the struggle where sometimes you're just not up for it, but you push through. I'm like, I got these goals, that I have, and not only just about how I want to look, but also just feeling strong on the inside and being as healthy as I can be going into my 40s, because as they say, once you hit 40, ladies, it's harder to get the weight off. And so I've already seen in my 30s how it's harder, because in my early 30s, I would have been skin tea, honey, okay? After having that baby and working out the way I've been working out. But it just gets different. Your metabolism slows down the older that we get. And so I'm just trying to keep up the momentum and keep doing what I need to do to get it in. And then also when it comes to all the other things that I do, I believe it's important for me to build stamina. So even in terms of teaching dance and doing what I do with Move with Finesse, in terms of singing and being able to sing live and keep up vocally, you have to create stamina. And I can't just rely on dancing because my body's used to that. I've been dancing regularly for, at this point, almost 6 years. So my body's used to that level of cardio. So I knew that I needed to add an extra push, so between cycling on the Peloton and taking walks with my son, and I'm still thinking of other ways to push it even more, but stay the race, y'all, and do it at your pace, right? Sometimes they be making us feel like we gotta do it at your pace, I'd rather be consistent and do it at my pace than be inconsistent trying to keep up with a pace that is not realistic for me, and working my way up to doing hour rides. Hour rides are real, y'all. It may sound like, but if for anyone who has taken a cycle class, 30 minutes, heck, a 15-minute class could be a lot for some, so doing it for an hour is real. But I knew that my body was adjusted to the 30 minutes. My body was getting adjusted to the 45-minute classes. So I knew that I needed to push it. And there's still more classes. I think after the 60-minute class, they have a 75-minute class. So I'm trying to work my way up to that. But, 1 hour is no joke, y'all. So, but, it's mind over matter. That's really what it is. And just your drive and your discipline. Discipline is my favorite word because discipline and balance, those are the words I believe that really speak to me and where I am in my life and just speak to who I am. It's very important for me to be disciplined and to be as balanced as I can be in my life. And it's also about being disciplined with the things that are not necessarily what we love. Now, don't get me twisted, or don't get it twisted. I do thoroughly enjoy working out, but I would be lying if I said that every day that I wake up that I want to do an hour cycle class. Like, I would be lying if I said that. But I know it's this urge in me that's like, you got to do it, Chanel. You got to get up and do it. Get up and do. If you can get up and write songs and get up and record yourself singing and get up and teach dance and do all these other things, get up and choreograph in your house, you can get up and get on that bike. So some Saturday motivation and just some encouragement to you all out there. Stay on your fitness journey, but do it at your pace, and as you see yourself meeting certain milestones and certain workouts getting a little bit easier for you, then start to push yourself to get to that next level, so that you're always challenging yourself. And for those who are thinking about a fitness journey and don't know where to start, don't know where to begin, as I always say, walking is amazing. Like, I be sweating on my Peloton bike, but I also am sweating when I'm walking up a hill pushing my son in a stroller. So, you know, I get it. Everybody may not have it in the budget to go to the gym, because I don't have it in the budget to be going to the gym. That's why I don't have a gym membership anymore. Granted, you know, we do pay for the Peloton, you know, services that we have. But I appreciate that, because I can work out of the comfort. I can work out of the comfort of my home, you know. So, and yeah, we do have to invest in ourselves, but I get it. There are times where there's just no room in the budget for that. And so there's so many, YouTube is an amazing tool. You know, there's so many workouts that are free that you can do at home, you know, using YouTube as your guide, whatever style that you like of fitness. And always you could walk outside. I used to run outside. There's a free app that you could download on your phone where it trains you with how to run to build up your endurance to a certain level. That doesn't cost anything. You could do that outside, or if you have a treadmill at home, you could use your treadmill. Like, there's so many different free options that are available to us at our fingertips. So if you're thinking of starting your fitness journey and you don't know where to start, maybe look at the apps on your phone, type in fitness in the App Store, especially for the iPhone users. Maybe go on YouTube and type in whatever styles of fitness you like, whether it's dancing, boxing, yoga, Pilates. There's just so many different things, HIIT workouts, core workouts. So start somewhere and pace yourself and build up your level of endurance as you go. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. But anyway, let me put the second load of laundry in and the other load in the dryer, and then I gotta dye my hair, and then I gotta go get a haircut, y'all. We gonna be out in these streets today, my family and I, my son, my husband and I. So I can't go out looking like this. So I need to dye this hair, wash it, and then go get a cut real quick, and then come home and get the little boy ready. And then we make our way to these graduation parties. So happy. My cousin graduated. Shout outs to UQ. And some close friends of ours, their daughter, Mia, shout outs to you, she graduated as well. They're going to college, or it's that next step after high school. And so I think Mia's going to esthetician school and Q is going to college. So we're so happy for them and would love to celebrate with them. So let me get off with y'all so that I can get myself together. This is horrible. I got all kinds of oozing, gross. Anyway, y'all, catch y'all in the next clip. All right, so let's get this cracking. So I like the old school washers and dryers, if I'm being honest, y'all. I like the agitators, which is this thing, because I feel like it really gets your clothes clean. Now, I love the aesthetics of the front loaders. They come in red, blue, all kinds of cool colors. But if I'm being honest, I don't think that they wash your clothes as well as these machines do. Now, granted, this came with the house that we bought. We were fortunate enough to not have to buy washer and dryer, and we've been in this house for 8 years almost, and it's done us good. So, but yeah. And we are a Tide Pod family. Even before using pods, I always use Tide powder detergent or liquid detergent. And I am a lover of all things Suavitel. It smells amazing and very cost effective. The way my house is smelling right now, if only y'all knew. So yeah, I need to dust back there. I tell you, I definitely neglect my laundry room, and it's no bueno. But anyway, let me finish doing what I need to do and catch you next. Okay, so once I get the water going, so some people used to ask me what my measurements are, because when I do laundry, my clothes smell very, very good. You know, my family's clothes smell really good. So I do 2 Tide Pods because my loads are pretty much medium size loads. And when it comes to the lovely Suavitel, I actually do about 3 cups, 3.5 cups. So it's really hard for me to kind of before I put the laundry in. Because sometimes, you know, softener could stain. Aye! I get to trying to film everything too. I don't want to waste a good water. It's a mess. Okay, so I give one more cup in. I do this before. Sometimes, you know, I am heavy-handed with it. Thankfully, I do half a cup. It doesn't make us itch or anything like that. The softener is important for your clothes, y'all. Not just because it makes it smell amazing, but because it helps to preserve the life of your clothes so they're not so hard. And then we're doing this load right here. Just dyeing his hair, y'all. Dyeing hair. That's one thing that's the worst thing to do, is get a fresh cut. And I didn't dye my hair. And sometimes I do that and dye it afterwards. But I prefer to dye and wash my hair before it gets cut. So I'm doing that so I can go to this barber shop. I'm gonna take, after this, I will take a shower. Well, after this, I will wait for 30 minutes, wash it out, take a shower, and then make my way to the barber. Because we need to leave this house by like 2:30-ish to go to the first graduation party. We'll be up in Newburgh at my cousin's house, and then we need to go to like Woodbury, New York, which is like almost on the way down, so it works out for the second graduation party. So I really try to focus when dyeing my hair on the sides, right? Because this is where all of the design work that the barbers do comes into play. I am pretty much gray all over. I have been gray since I was in my 20s. So I would say at this point, I'm probably about 55–60% gray. So, you know, even though I don't wear my hair with a part in the middle or anything like that, I just still like to, you know, get all the grays up in there. Get the back. And just like make it happen. Because grays, you can't see the beauty of the cut, in my opinion, when I have all these grays going on. And I haven't embraced that part of the aging process just yet, right? I'm cool with getting older and stuff, but I don't want to be with all the gray hair. I got too many grays to be walking around with all this gray hair. So this is what we do. This is hard. My hair is still wet and sweaty from working out, but whatever. It should still work. And y'all, are so freeing having a shortcut. So I did my live, because you know it gets live on Thursdays. Y'all need to start joining me on Instagram Live at ShayChannel, 8:30 p.m. on Thursdays. And the topic was just about not letting society determine how you feel about yourself and your beauty and what's considered beautiful, right? You see all the trends, because it's a trend if we're keeping it real. We saw the BBLs trend. We were in the bust down middle part wigs. Everything is a unit, a wig, a weave, braids, whatever. And this is not, like I said once again, to make anyone feel like they shouldn't be wearing wigs, weaves, braids, or whatever. My thing is always, if you find that you're hiding behind it, meaning that, oh, I'm going out, so I need to look beautiful, I need to look cute. One of my friends said that to me one time. We were supposed to go somewhere over the weekend. Oh, I need to give me a wig so I can look cute. Like, girl, you're beautiful the way you are. Now, if you want to wear a wig because you just want that versatility, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you're saying, like, I need to get my hair done and do all these things to look beautiful, you know, in the moment, it doesn't sound like much to many people, but when you really like break it down, the psychology of it, it's like, girl. So even if you were to like put your hair back in a bun and put on a nice outfit and some cute earrings and heels, you wouldn't feel cute unless you had a wig on or unless you had some bundles in. You know, I think we as Black women, a lot of us don't realize that we have bought into these ideals of beauty, and we're now trying to keep up with it. And I was there. I was that girl. I felt like weaves made me look amazing, and they did. But I also had to recognize that, girl, even if you decide not to wear a weave and wear your own hair, you're still just as beautiful and amazing, right? Just find a way to wear your own hair that works for you. So in wearing my own hair, you know, when it's in a cut, it's so easy, right? And it's so crazy because, like, the attention that I'll get, and I'm not looking for it, but the attention that I'll get from women and men, especially when I'm fresh out the barbershop, you know, oh my goodness, somebody stopped me in a grocery store the other day. I love your hair. I'm like, oh, thank you. Go to a music industry event the other night. A lot of men are staring at me. Even Denise noticed, like, some people coming over to talk to me. This one guy came over to talk to me because everybody networks after, you know, the seminar. And holding my hand just a little too long and all these things, right? And so you know when someone is looking at you. As a woman, you know when a man is looking at you, like, you know. And I was in like a black baby doll dress, right? It showed my legs, right? But a dress that, you know, baby doll dresses are, oh, I'm getting died on my phone, y'all. Baby doll dresses are sexy in their own way, but I wasn't showing a lot of skin. I had little cute heels on, sandal heels, showed a little bit of leg, had a red lip on, like, didn't even have a face beat of makeup like that. And I was getting attention, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, you know, in my own natural hair, no fake eyelashes, no fake nails, getting attention, right? Attention that I wasn't even looking for. I'm a married woman, so I'm not looking to get attention from other men, but just noticing that, wow, you know? And a lot of men stop me in the street and say that they like my hair. And that's the thing, a lot of Black men typically prefer, I think most men in general prefer women to wear their own hair. But, you know, listen, everybody has a choice to live and do what they want to do. But I just feel so free and so amazing being able to really show up as my true self. So there is no misconception. Let's say I was single and we met in the club and we ended up, you know, meeting up a few times. There is no misconception where you're like, oh my goodness, that's who I met in the club the other night. Was I that drunk, or was I that, like, you know, tipsy? She like a totally different person. No, you're gonna remember me because I look exactly the same, right? I'm not hiding behind anything. There's nothing to over enhance my beauty to make me almost look like a totally different person. And that's what some of these things do. Like, they can totally over enhance where you look amazing, don't get me wrong, but then you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Once you strip away from those things, and if you don't recognize the person that you're seeing, then that's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be the voice that speaks to the other side, which is what I was saying in my live the other night, because we're already getting the message loud and clear from society about what is deemed as beautiful. And just like I said, seeing my fellow sisters wearing wigs and bundles of hair that are nowhere near their hair texture. So it's like, I get it if you're even wearing your own hair texture and you want more volume, you want more length, you want more zazazoo, but we're wearing textures that are nowhere near what our hair really is. And I think it's easy for us to hide behind the whole protective style situation, because I used to do it too, and hide behind, I just like different looks and versatility, but we're wearing things that are just hair and stuff that's just, it's almost as if we're like, being Black and what comes with my Blackness is not good enough, so I'm going to adopt this European stuff, their standards, their hair, their looks, right? Meanwhile, a lot of other cultures are trying to be like us, and it's like we're trying to be like other cultures who are trying to be like us. Like, please make it make sense. And I'm not here to shame anybody or make anybody feel badly. I'm just here to have the uncomfortable conversation to make us just think a little more about it. Listen, I'm the girl who always had a pretty healthy level of self-esteem, and even I was hiding behind weaves and braids and things of that nature. Also, it was convenient, don't get me wrong, but I even fell into the myth of, oh, it's so much easier. No, this is the easiest hairstyle I've ever had. After I dye this bad boy and wash it and put a little, I'll put a little bit of product in it, not too much, because I don't want, when I go to the barber, for their hands to be all sticky and stuff with some of like the curl activator and products that I use. But like, this is the easiest hairstyle I have ever had. Like, don't believe the hype where it's like, oh, I don't got time to do my hair. At least for me, this is the easy hairstyle. It takes me no time. And then the barber does the rest. And I'm not even in the barber shop that long. I'm probably waiting to be seen longer than it takes for me to actually get my hair cut. And no, I'm not saying everybody needs to be natural. No, I'm not saying everybody needs to wear their hair like me. No, I'm not saying that, you know, you need to do what I do. I just want to speak to the other side of the conversation and say it is okay to my fellow women, Black women in particular, to love yourself the way your hair grows out your head and to embrace all of what comes with you and our culture. You know what I'm saying? And listen, all those protective hairstyles, my edges ain't never been the same. Thankfully, with this haircut that I have, a lot of times, like they just shave it off, and like that causes my hair to grow back and edges and stuff to kind of come in. But my hair was not healthy. These protective styles are not as protective as we're making them seem, and then we're leaving them in for months at a time. It's not healthy to not wash your scalp and wash your hair, you know what I'm saying, for months at a time. Like, so come on, let's do better. I'll say this and then I'll get off so I can finish up. My mom said to me a couple years ago, Chanel, when you're my age, God all over the place, when you're my age, you want to be able to have your own hair. You don't want it to be where you're forced to wear a wig. If you choose to wear a wig, that's one thing, but you don't want it to be where you're forced to wear a wig. Take care of your hair. So that's what I want to say to my fellow sisters. For those of us who are not, because there are many of y'all that do, but let's start really taking care of our hair and stop putting so much emphasis into what we're putting to cover our hair to give us this look that we want, but we're not really taking care of what's underneath. All right, y'all, that's my PSA for the day. See you in the next one.
Mix a little bit of, with a little bit of, let it just fall out. Give a little bit of, with a little bit of, let it hang all out with a little bit of.
Everyone that we see, we're together as we walk on by. I will fly just like birds of a feather. I will dream all over the world.
Let's go.
In the platinum band, and this time we're gonna get funky.
Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top?
Looking as good as you smell, pay your own bill. So it's a cushion, pushing your own will. Yeah, I'm feeling you, trying to see the deal with you. What's going on with
He the one, I got like four of him. Yeah, I'm sitting first class like bad Victorian. Came a long way from rag to riches. 5-star, yeah, I take so.
Lord, do you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Lord, do you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? I am so confused and stressed, don't know what I'm gonna do. I tried to hit you on the main line, a lot to say, a lot that's on my mind. Here again, deja vu, didn't learn from way back when. I need you to answer my cry. Please respond, Lord, hear